What? Dude. What, man? Who's live? What, dude? We're alive. We are alive with a tier list. I can't sleep, so I decided to. I literally cooked this idea up in like just now. I can't sleep, so I'm like, fuck, bro. Let me just. I don't know. I didn't do a video today, so I was just like, let me just stream. Why not just stream? I haven't streamed in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I don't think anyone's gonna join, but it's alright. We don't do this for the views, we do this for the love of the game. Alright, what's up, what's up, what's up? We're about to get right into the tier list. Just changing the thumbnail. What's up? What's up? What's up? Alright, I think that's good enough for me. Make sure outfits go match in Paris. Oh, let me change my screen. Alright. Alright, today we're going to be ranking. Today we are going to be ranking JDM and Islam Makhachevs' best performances. So I didn't include every single one of their performances. I just included the most notable ones because, I mean, I'd have to include what, like Makhachev versus Dan Hooker, Makhachev versus... Who else is the kid fought? Oh, Drew Dober? Dude, this guy's resume is overrated. No, I'm kidding. And then JDM, he's fought like... He's not really... To be honest, like... If we're just going off of like resumes, I'll be honest with you boys, I could see why people would pick Makhachev. Because like if you actually look at their resumes, Makhachev's being like Poirier and, you know, Volk twice, Charles, Dan Hooker even is a solid one. But like JDM's being like Hafez and like fucking Gilbert Burns. So I see why. Obviously I am picking JDM, but this is not a prediction video. But we can talk about whatever. So starting with obviously Makhachev versus Moicano. Where would I rank this one? I'm not sure. Where would I rank Makhachev versus Moicano? I probably should wait for people to get in here, but I don't know if anyone's going to join. It's like the middle of the night where I'm at. But I can't sleep, like I said. So I literally, within 20 minutes, I was just like, wait. I mean, I didn't post a video today. I'm bored as shit. So I just thought, like, why don't I just record? I don't know. Or why don't I just stream? See, I can't even speak. Why don't I just stream? AR. What's up? What's up, AR? He says, hi, BXG MMA and chat. Assalamu alaikum alada. How are you all doing? Blessings and greetings. God bless you, man. What's up, brother? What's up? How are you? Assalamu alaikum alada. What's up? I'm good, by the way. Again, like I said, can't really sleep and I'm bored and I thought of this idea just now, and if people come in we can talk. Spiff is here. See, Spiff is here. We got one person here. Yes, I'm still alive. I missed 1 day of uploading. So that's why I'm live. You know, this is like this is like making up for it, you know. And I think I'm gonna be live tomorrow or today, I guess technically tomorrow, today, for the press conference. I think I should be, even though it's probably going to be ass, but it is what it is. But yeah, what's up, Spiff? What's up, my guy? Let's see if we can get some people in here. Like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream. We got Small Town TV. What's up? He says, how likely do you think JDM's chances are sleeping Makhachev? That's a good question. Sleeping, like just flat out sleeping him out cold, or just how likely do I think? I'll say like 70%, 60%. No, I'll say 70. I mean, I'm picking him to win via TKO, like in the later rounds, like round 4 TKO. But not. I don't know if I think he's gonna sleep him. Like, okay, if you're saying like just flat out sleeps him out cold, I'll say like 50, 40%. But just like a normal TKO, I'll say like 60 to 70, 60 to 70%. That was so cringe. But let's rank this. So Makhachev versus Moicano, where would I rank this performance? I mean, obviously S tier, right? But I mean, it's Moicano, so it's sort of like my mic is good, right? Check 1 2. Wait, let me just see. Okay, my mic is good. Um, ooh, it can be S, bro. Like it's Moicano. I'm gonna have to put at like B, maybe A. I'm gonna say A, right? That's fair. I'm gonna say A, but I think he's had better ones for sure. It just can't be S tier. It's Moicano. You know what I mean? I'll say A for now, but I think it's gonna be like a low A. JDM Bilal. Do you guys actually think this fight was close? Like I've seen so many people say like, oh, JDM Bilal was well at the time the fight happened. Maybe this was just cope, but people were saying it was a close fight. I never thought it was. I always thought it was like 4-1 JDM. There's more of an argument for 5-0 JDM than there is like 3-2 Bilal. I think that's insane. I mean, it's better than the Moicano one for sure, and better than the Moicano performance. You gotta value the competition. Yeah, like I can't put the Moicano fight S because it's Moicano. And the thing is, right, this is definitely above the Moicano performance. This is definitely above. Let me just see about my ads, by the way. I don't want you guys getting like ads. I always forget. One sec. Okay, let me put it at like low. Okay. So, okay. Did I just show my screen? Oh, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I just leaked my freaking dashboard. It doesn't. You guys didn't see anything crazy. All right. Shit. What was I doing? Oh, JDM Bilal. I'm gonna say like S tier, bro. I'm gonna say S tier because what he was doing with the striking, with the grappling, with the counter wrestling, being able to just with the get ups. I know people like to clown on Bilal and say he's like shit, but I don't think Bilal is shit. I don't personally think Bilal is like this crap fighter the way that people like to crap on him for. I think Bilal is pretty solid. I think he's pretty good. I rate Bilal. So I'm going to say S tier. I think the way he beat him up, he was rolling with a lot of shots. He did a lot of really good technical things, and I think doing that over the course of 5 rounds is kind of insanely impressive. So, yeah, I'm going to say S tier. Poirier Makhachev. Ooh. This one's tricky. Poirier Makhachev. I feel like I don't know. Poirier Makhachev. It's definitely a good performance. One sec, chat. One sec. It's definitely a very good performance. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just checking on something. It's that. Sorry. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I just hit my mic. B. You guys think B for Poirier Makhachev? I would agree. It's impressive what he did in round 5, of course. It's very impressive. Let me turn my thing up there, my light. It's very impressive what he did in round 5. Obviously, like just pulling out that like basically last minute submission. He did do good in the striking. Obviously, he pieced up Poirier at times, but it's like again, you have to like Ocean Man said, you gotta value the competition, and I do value Poirier, but this isn't prime Poirier. I'm gonna put it at like B tier for Poirier, S tier. No one talked about JDM before he beat Bilal Muhammad and got the belt. UFC fans wanted Islam to move up. Islam win by submission. You think Islam's gonna win by a submission? No one talked about JDM before he beat Bilal. I disagree with that. Me personally, I've always liked JDM since I remember watching the Randy Brown fight live, and I was a big fan of JDM from that point on. When he did what he did to Randy Brown, and then the Hafez fight I watched live as well, and I was like, that wasn't the best. The Burns fight I watched a lot of JDM fights, to be honest with you, like live. So I've always been a JDM fan. But I get it. Like I know most people maybe didn't know, but I've always knew, I always knew ball. But yeah, B tier. JDM versus Gilbert Burns. JDM versus Gilbert Burns. JDM versus Gilbert Burns. I mean, okay. Okay, wait. Broken arm. Had a broken arm. Hail Mary finish round 3. He was probably going to lose. He definitely was going to lose, I think. On one hand, it's not impressive that he lost the first 2 rounds to Gilbert Burns, even though it wasn't like Burns was like completely bullying him. But on the other hand, he had a broken arm and he got a finish in round 3 against Gilbert Burns. And I still think at the time he got that finish, that's still pretty impressive, finishing Gilbert Burns. I don't know if I want to put at C. I think I'm going to put this at B. I think, but I think of the fact that he had a broken arm. If he didn't have a broken arm, this is going at C for sure. But having a broken arm, getting the finish in round 3, Hail Mary finish, I'm going to put it at B, I think. I think Islam let himself get into a dogfight with Dustin and got hit a little too much. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think Islam, I actually said the same thing. I think Islam and a lot of Dagestanis, like, not a lot of Dagestan, him and like Ankalaev, I think, are the only 2, really. Maybe like Shara Magomedov, but he's not really a grappler. But he kind of is in love with his striking a little bit, and I think that might have been to his detriment, like you said. I think Ankalaev has the same problem where he doesn't wrestle as much as he should. I do think, yeah, he kind of let himself get into a dogfight because I think he does have tremendous striking, but I think he really believes in his striking against JDM. I don't know. It was probably because Dustin was talking to him a lot during the fight, and he got pulled into the energy. I think JDM should honestly try talking to him too. That's interesting. I never really noticed that. Dustin was kind of talking to him. You're right. There were like a few like aura moments from Poirier. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah. I think maybe Dustin kind of got in his head a little bit. Again, I think Makhachev really likes to prove that he is a great striker. He does obviously like to wrestle, of course. He's going to do that against JDM, but I do think he really likes to prove that he is a tremendous striker, because he is. But against JDM, man, who's a bigger, better version of Poirier, I don't know. We'll see. Islam versus Charles Oliveira. This is instant S tier in my opinion. I mean, submitting Charles Oliveira. Dropping him is not really, everyone can drop Charles. No offense, I love Charles. Submitting him is like, wow. And doing it in the early rounds. Round 1 wasn't like amazing for Islam Makhachev, and he also cheated. Like, he also grabbed the cage like for like 10 seconds. I remember talking about it in one of my videos. He grabbed the cage for like a few seconds, but it wasn't the best first round. But I do think that round 2, submitting Charles Oliveira, is insanely impressive. Am I putting it over JDM Bilal? Am I putting it over that performance? I kind of have to. Finishing the guy, submitting the guy, not just finishing, submitting the guy that submits everybody. You got to glaze it. That's prime Charles Oliveira as well. That's the peak of Charles's run. Sadly, I have to glaze it. Basil Hafez versus JDM. And obviously, again, like I said, Charles Oliveira in his prime. Also hooked Charles's gloves once, but definitely S. Yeah, he hooked his gloves too, right? Yeah, Islam, there was a few moments in that fight. He grabbed the cage, hooked his gloves. I'll still keep it at S, but, Makhachev has his little dirty moments. He does have his little dirty moments. Against JDM, that ain't gonna fly, kid. That ain't gonna fucking fly. Wait, did you guys see the clip of somebody in the media asked JDM, like, when you become champion, or now that you're champion, you have this championship money, you're gonna fix your nose? And then JDM gave him like a death stare. Have you guys seen that clip? Bro, freaking, I know it's an old clip, by the way, but I've seen people posting it. JDM Basil Hafez, I'm gonna say C. I know like JDM missed weight No, he didn't miss weight. Sorry, he had to make weight twice. I think. Um, he had to make weight twice. What's up, Bromo? What's up? What's up? What's up? No, Bromo. Listening to this in the car right now. Yes, sir. That's the best way to listen to BXG MMA is in the car while you're driving with some beer in your hand. And no, I'm kidding. Don't drunk drive. Okay. Also hooked. No, but what's up, no Bromo? Go subscribe to him if you haven't already. Of course, most of you guys already subscribed to him because, like, what are you doing if you're not? Also, Charles's gloves once. Yeah. Oh, Basel Hafez, JDM, C tier. C tier. Just again, I know he like made weight twice and he was a bit drained and there's excuses and Hafez was probably juiced because this was a short notice like replacement. There's a few things, but I'm just gonna say C tier. Especially because Basel Hafez has been slept by Oban Elliott and Oban Elliott now just lost it. Yeah, not a good look. Randy Brown, JDM. And by the way, I do think JDM won that fight. Like it. Oh, I forgot. Oh shit, I forgot to add the Kevin Holland fight. Shit. Um, I'll add it after. I'll add it after. C tier. C tier. Honestly, watched the JDM fight marathon they did, and he was dominating the Hafez fight. I do think he was. But like you said, lots of grappling mistakes. Yeah, he had a lot of grappling mistakes. He's definitely improved his grappling because I do remember a few times he just kept pulling guillotine, kept going for the guillotine. But he's definitely improved. It was a tough one for him. It was a tough one because there are a lot of moments. Like people will talk about this fight. Oh, it's a split, guys. It's a split decision, but like there were moments where he was like really piecing up Hafez. Hafez just had like a great chin. For some reason during this fight specifically, he just had a granite chin. Now people will say that means JDM is pillow fisted, but I don't think so. Islam Volkanovski, 2, not the first one. We should do the first one first. We'll do the first one first. I mean, as a fight, it's S tier. If we're talking as a performance, it's just, and I know I used this picture on purpose, right? To like, oh look, Volk had him on his back. It's tricky. It's tricky, but I kind of want to put it S tier, but at the same time, it was a really close fight, and it wasn't that dominant, but also Volkanovski is Volkanovski, but I don't want to put in the same tier as fucking Moicano Makhachev. You know what I might do? Should I bump this to B, or should I keep this at A? I'll keep it at A. Shit, this is tricky, actually. Is this an S-tier performance for Makhachev? I don't think it was an amazing performance by him. Well, it was. It was an amazing performance by both guys, and that's what made it an all-time great fight. Fuck, this one's tricky. Oh, this one's really tricky. S-tier. What do you guys think? I need your guys' help. Fuck. I feel like it could be S-tier. But it was probably S tier. I'm leaning towards S. I'm leaning towards S too. Excuse me. Well, Cheese says A tier. Cheese says A tier. I don't know. I think I'll put him. I'll put it at the back of S tier. We'll come back to it. Makhachev Volk 2. Because he ended on the bottom. That's what I'm thinking, right? Because it's like it was such a razor close fight as well. I thought Makhachev won, but it was so close. And it's just like he ended on bottom. His face was a bit cut after. I'll put it at the top of A. I'll put it at the top of A. But this Moicano Makhachev fight shouldn't even be the same convo, but whatever. Volk Makhachev 2. I mean, it's Volkanovski again, but it's this Volkanovski. It's drunk. No, he's not drunk, but it was freaking, I don't rate This was 1 week's notice, off the couch, drinking beers in Australia. He also was coming off of like an arm surgery or like a hand surgery, I think, as well. Uh, he- but he head kick KO'd him. That's impressive, of course. I'm gonna put it over. But do I want to put it over the Poirier? Like, these weren't short notice. This was like 1 week's notice. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B. I want to put it A because it is still Volkanovski, but like a week's notice, he's a featherweight going up on a week's notice. He was fat in this fight. Like you guys can't lie. Like in the first Makhachev fight, he's like in great shape. He's swole. With this one, he's all fat and pudgy, and then he just gets head kick KO'd. And the reason for the KO was a game plan adjustment from Makhachev, not because Volk was out of shape. Yeah, but like would Volk have maybe, I don't know, just got going a bit faster, just time things a bit better. I don't know. Maybe he would have, because, I mean, how much time did he have to make a game plan? But then again, obviously, Makhachev also had a week's notice, but Makhachev was in camp. I'll put it at the bottom of A. I'll put it at the bottom of A. I'll put it at the bottom of A. But do I rate it over the Moicano? I'll put it over the Moicano one. I'll put it over the Moicano one. I have to, because it's Moicano. I'll put it over the Moicano one for sure. But I'll put it behind the first Volk performance because that's full camp, full notice Volkanovski. Yeah. Maybe A because Islam still did what he did regardless of Volk's. Yeah. Yeah. I'll put it A. And then Randy Brown, JDM. It is Randy Brown. I used to rate Randy Brown, but now he's kind of like a 50-50 fighter, so it's kind of like eesh. Um, Um, I'll put it over the Gilbert Burns one, but it's not really that. It's not like insanely impressive, because it is Randy Brown. But I mean, caught him with a good shot and submitted him in the same fight. So he basically KO'd him and submitted him, which is pretty impressive. And then the Kevin Holland fight, I forgot to put it, but I probably would have put that at like, I don't know, B, C, I don't know. The Kevin Holland fight was like, people will shit on that one as well, but like Kevin Holland is tough. Like I know we like to clown on Kevin Holland, but he is tough. Like he is tough. We get it. He is though. Like he's Kevin Holland is a fluky type of fighter where he'll KO Anthony Hernandez in one round, and then he'll almost get killed by Daniel Rodriguez, and then he'll beat Luque and Gunnar Nelson, and then lose to. It's just he's a hype merchant, but at least JDM had no struggles. Yeah, he is a bit of a hype merchant, right? I used to rate him. Well, I still rate him. I don't think he's like garbage, but I thought he was going to beat Bonfim. I don't rate Bonfim, but now I have to, right? Because he kind of just, he just freaking destroyed him. Even with the low kicks, like before the finish, he was like piecing him up bad with the low kicks and stuff. So that was a really good performance. How did he even lose to D-Rod? I don't know. Like, I don't even know how he lost to D-Rod because it just doesn't. It's just a Kevin Holland way. It's just like makes it competitive with like D-Rod and then beats like again like an Anthony Hernandez. I don't know. Kevin Holland just makes me want to jump off a bridge. He does. I don't understand MMA, but let's actually, since we're done with the tier list already, so this is the freaking tier list. Let's look at the card. Let's look at the card for Saturday. Hold on, let me go full screen. Let's look at the card for Saturday. It's actually a pretty insane card. I would say it's the greatest card of all time. No, I'm kidding. I think it has potential to be the greatest card of all time, though. Honestly, like all jokes aside, upcoming should be upcoming. Dude, why is it called V Chain UFC 322? Have you guys seen this? Why is it called V Chain? Going to do picks now? No, I already done my picks. My picks are already out. I already put them out like 2 days ago, or like a day ago. But I'm just gonna look over the card. Because I already... Wait, let me... Mm, 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 mm. Just let me take that black box off. All right. Okay. Jack Del Madeleine, Islam Makhachev. I wonder who's gonna win. No. Let's start from the bottom, dude. This card is like freaking insane, dude. We're gonna look at the Qatar card too. Brother, that card is crazy too, dude. Did you guys see they added this randomly? I didn't even get to predict this one. I didn't even get to predict this fight. Vyacheslav Borshev. They added this like the day I posted my predictions. It's not my fault. So, I would have probably picked the Brazilian guy, I guess. I mean, I love Borshev, but he's not good anymore. Qatar is next, right? We could look at that. We'll just look at that, right? We'll look at that because, I mean, we already know this card. Dude, Qatar, Arman Sarukian, Dan Hooker. Whew. Goon fight right there. That's a goon fight right there. Dude, this fight kind of, I'm torn on this fight. Obviously, I'm picking Arman. Obviously, I think Arman is going to win. But I have a weird feeling Dan Hooker is going to do better than we think. Like, I have a feeling Dan Hooker might, like, rock Arman Sarukian or something. Like, he'll have a moment or something. I don't know. Or he'll cut Arman over the eyebrow, something like that. That's my prediction. Like, spoiler alert. I think Arman's going to win, but I think Dan Hooker's going to have a moment. But, yeah. Bilal Muhammad, Ian Gary. This is a pretty under-the-radar type fight that no one's really... Ooh, I think who you guys got in this one? This fight's pretty sneaky. I got Bilal, I think. I think I got Bilal Muhammad in this one. I think Bilal Muhammad's game is kind of the opposite of Ian Gary's, right? Like a pressure boxer who mixes in wrestling and doesn't have jiu-jitsu. Ian Gary doesn't really have great jiu-jitsu. There's really no pressure on Hooker here. It'll be a good fight if Arman doesn't sub him early. Yeah. Yeah, if Arman just doesn't instantly submit him or ground and pound TKO him, I think Dan Hooker has a good chance of making it a bit of a dogfight. It's 5 rounds, which I think 5 rounds kind of benefits Dan Hooker just because it gives him time to find certain moments or certain shots. Volkan Ozdemir, Alonzo Menifield. It's all right. Not really. Jack Hermanson, Mitibek Orobai. What a random fight. This fight's so random. I think Orobai is going to win that very easily, though. Sergey Spivak, Shamil Gaziev. Yo, this card is gas, boys. Alex Perez, Asu Almobayev. Bogdan Grad versus Luke Riley. Oh, Luke Riley's making his debut. He's a good UK prospect, right? He's pretty good, lad. Let me just move that. Or I'll just put it like in the middle, actually. I have the chat on my phone because I can't get it like... I have it on another tab, but it's just... Anyways. Luke Riley, Bogdan Grad. Hi, I'm Swiss. Volk is shit. We don't like him at all. Volkan Ozdemir or Volkanovski? Because if you're talking about Volkanovski... Are you talking about Volkan Ozdemir? Yeah, he's not really. I know. I figured you were talking about him. Yeah, I don't think he's. I don't think he's that good either. Volk is shit. We don't like him at all. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. What was his last fight? Was it Was his last fight? What was his last? I don't remember. What's his name? What's the Australian guy's name? Oh my God, am I casual? No. Why am I blanking on his name? It's super late here, guys. Bear with me. Carlos something? No. Let me just check. I want to guess it, but Carlos Olberg. Oh, well, I was close. Okay, I was close. I was like Carlos Prates? No. But what's up, Cloud? What's up, AR? Shamil Loki getting a top 5 guy if he wins. I think he is. I think if he wins, and I think he is going to win, hopefully at least. Like, all memes aside, Shamil Gaziev is probably getting a top 5 guy. and then he should get a title shot. Dude, imagine Shamil Gaziev is the guy to KO John Jones of all people. Like John Jones is just like, who's this fat guy? Like, I don't care about this guy. I'll fight Shamil. He's this fat shit, and then he just KOs John Jones. Whew, that'd be a dream. That'd be a freaking dream. Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Great content, good breakdown analysis. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. What's up, Punisher? What's up? You know what's funny, Punisher? I was just watching a video literally before I went live. Like, it was like, oh, which movie adaptation? No, it was like which movie Punisher is the best, basically. It was a really good video. In the end, they said it was that one guy. I forgot his name. I already forgot. I just watched the video. But yeah, it was a good video. Anyway, that's so random. But I was just watching a Punisher video before this. Thoughts on Alex Pereira calling out Hamzat for UFC BJJ? That's interesting. I did see that. I weirdly think he would just... I think he would... I don't know. I don't know how that would even go. If it's an MMA... Well, I don't know if this is a hot take. This shouldn't be a hot take. He'd beat Hamzat in MMA. Because Hamzat would just be too small. He's a welterweight. You know, Alex is a light heavyweight. And I know he was a former middleweight, but come on, dude. It's like... But UFC BJJ, that's interesting. I don't know. I feel like... I don't know. I don't even know how that goes. I can't even picture that. Like 205-pound Alex Pereira versus however many pounds Hamzat. It's not going to happen, but thinking about it, I mean, maybe Hamzat would just beat him via decision. I just think Alex is so massive. Like, how would that work? Is he really going to ragdoll a 205er like that? I don't know. But that's interesting. I think in the cage, I think Alex wins pretty comfortably. I'm pretty confident Alex would beat him, but at UFC BJJ, that could be interesting. But you know what? That's what UFC BJJ needs because it's pretty dead. See, that's what I don't get, right? Like, why not have someone like a Hamzat fight on UFC BJJ? Or, like, why not get, like, an Arman Sarukian? Dude, Arman Sarukian is doing grappling matches for these other promotions instead of your own promotion. It's so silly. Like, there's plenty of guys in the UFC, like Moicano even would bring some name value. Just throw some guys on there, you know? How did Craig Jones manage to get Chael Sonnen for a grappling match, but the UFC can't? I don't get it. It just blows my mind. But all we get is Mikey Musumeci, bro. And I'm not even saying I would watch. I don't even care. I still wouldn't really care. If it was Alex versus Hamzat, I'm watching, of course. But I'm just saying, like, they're probably botting anyways, allegedly. Let's just say allegedly. It's just my opinion, guys, but the UFC YouTube account is botting UFC BJJ streams. Remember the Rockhold and Hamzat grappling match from a while ago? I actually don't. How did it go? I'm assuming Hamzat beat him, right? I really don't remember that. What the fuck? Hamzat versus Luke Rockhold. No, I don't remember that. I know Sean Brady and Paul Craig. No, Craig Jones. Paul Craig. Did I just call him Paul Craig? I always do that. I always fucking do that. Craig Jones. Dude, we need to get Paul Craig versus Craig Jones. That just needs to happen. Or they just need to merge into one person. Have that on UFC BJJ, and that would be insanely fun. Yeah, I know. We need like fun matchups for that, right? It was a friendly grappling match, and Hamzat was off his back the whole time. You can see how good he is. That's interesting. You could really see how good he is. And Hamzat was off his back. Yeah, Hamzat's great, man. I don't like to glaze him because what he did to my GOAT DDP, but I think I'm really curious who they put against Hamzat next. I think it's gonna be. I think they might just go with Fluffy. I think they might just go with Anthony Hernandez. I know he pulled out of a fight with an injury, but they're weird like that, bro. Like, they'll give someone a title shot off of pulling out. It's weird. By the way, I think they're definitely doing Volk versus Diego Lopez, by the way. Like 100%. I don't know how you guys feel about that. My stomach is killing me. Dude, this might be TMI, but I've crapped about 6 times today. I think I have a stomach virus or something, so I'm not feeling too. I still went to the gym, though, so You got to get the pumping. A Mavov. The fact that I forgot about a Mavov Ilya Glazer is kind of telling. No, I'm kidding. No, you're right though. A Mavov. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Shit, I forgot about a Mavov. I actually really did. But yeah, a Mavov versus Hamza has got to be that's got to be the fight. When do you think they do that though? Because I could see that randomly being announced for like January, like the co-main event of UFC on Paramount. I still think they're gonna do Ilya versus. I low-key think they're gonna do Ilya Paddy co-main event Hamzat versus Amavov. What do you guys think about that? I could see that for like the January card. I don't know. I don't know. I know Ilya's like, oh, nothing is signed, and what the fuck is happening? My thing is glitching. I don't know. We can't have Volk and Diego for the second time. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Not because I'm a Volk fan. I'm a fan of both guys. I'm more of a fan of Volk, of course, but I'm a big fan of Diego Lopez. Like, he's one of my favorite fighters right now for sure. He probably, you know what? I mean, other than Volk and like Peter Yan, because those are my all-time favorites. My current favorites, it's got to be like Drickus. I love Drickus. I'm never switching up on the GOAT. But then I'm gonna put like Diego like maybe right behind him, and then like Joshua Van. That's probably like my top three right now. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want Volk versus Diego. It doesn't really make sense. I'm not one that's a fan of Lerone Murphy, but I mean, you should have just gave him the fucking title shot, bro. I don't blame you. It's a shitty fight. It is a shitty fight. It is a shitty fight. I forgot about it, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it'll be Hamza and Mavov in February. Ooh, that's true. That's true. So then I guess that leaves the question, or that begs the question, what's going to be the big January card? Rumor is it's in Vegas. So typically, right? Oh, we're going to do Vegas for the 80,000th time again. I think Vegas, maybe California, who knows, but I heard Vegas. Vegas, January. Ilya Paddy, are they gonna get a title fight for the co-main, or are they just gonna? I know O'Malley wants to get on that card, so you're probably gonna get an O'Malley fight, an Adesanya fight, maybe a Strickland fight. We could get. There's gonna be names. If there's not gonna be a second title fight, they're gonna stack it. Like, they're gonna overstack it. I think. I actually do think there's gonna be like a bunch of names on that card. Actually, like I think Adesanya, O'Malley for sure. Yeah. They're going to stack it. DDP is the goal. I miss DDP so much. He's coming back. I think. Probably against Movsar. Maybe. I think Movsar's fine. I wouldn't mind Movsar. I just have a weird feeling they're going to go with Diego, and I think they kind of want Diego to just KO Volk. As fucked up as it sounds, I really think they want Diego to KO Volkanovski. Like, I really do. I think that they're low-key like trying to like test their luck almost by matching them up against each other. Isn't Sakurai fighting on this card too? He's fighting on this Saturday's card on 322. I don't rate him very highly. I don't know if that's a hot take. I think he's good, but I don't think he's like I don't know. I don't know. I don't really rate him very highly. I don't know. He's good, but I don't see him being a champion. I see him having like a. Bro, he almost got finished in his last fight too. Just whatever. Oh, I just hit my mic. I pretty much have it being Ilya Paddy. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Ilya Paddy. I don't think they're giving it to Gaethje anymore. I think they considered giving it to Gaethje, and then I think for some reason they were like, we don't really want it. And now I think they're gonna go with Ilya Paddy, which is fine, but I would just prefer Paddy versus. See, here's what I think. I think they wanted to really make Paddy versus Gaethje, and then the winner gets a guaranteed title shot. But then, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, Dana recently did say that the winner of Armin Dan Hooker gets a title shot. He said something like that. So you could still do Paddy versus Ilya, though, and then the winner faces the winner of Armin Dan Hooker. So, yeah, it'll match up well. It'll come along well. I don't see them doing Lopez and make 0 sense. I agree. It's just it looks like it's not Lerone Murphy. And Evloev, it's like, are they gonna give it to Evloev? What's going on with I can't even say his name. What's going on with him? Like, he pulled out of his fight against Aaron Pico, and then I feel like I just haven't heard a peep about him. So I don't know. I saw like a picture with him training with somebody. I don't know who it was. I forgot. It was like some name. I don't know. I would do Evloev as well. By the way, I would rather be Evloev, maybe Lerone Murphy. And then Aljamain Sterling can go fuck off. And Diego, I love him, but you should just do like Diego versus like Aljo. He is good, but even I don't think he's that good. Yeah, I don't think he's that good either. The max, I think, is seeing him in top 15 in the rankings. Yeah, I could see him getting ranked because they're gonna want to push him, but I could see him like losing to somebody who's like. Speaking of Max, by the way, Max Holloway Charles is definitely next, right? We already have a title eliminator, yeah. Listen, kid, the best we could do is Gaethje Fiziev 3 at the White House. Maybe Gaethje does fight at the White House. Maybe, I don't know. The White House. Did you guys see Roy Val crap on the White House? He was like, dude, I don't want to fight in the White House, man, in front of a bunch of billionaires who aren't really fans of the sport. That's kind of base from him. Like, I like the concept of the White House, but yeah, it is kind of like they're just going to fight in front of like a bunch of politicians and executives instead of fighting in front of like bloodthirsty fans. Well, there might be fans at the White House. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. The only Lopez match I want to see is Max Lopez. Max Holloway Lopez would be crazy, right? I never thought of that. I guess I have thought of it, but I guess they could have made it, but I guess it just didn't align, right? That would have been a crazy fight. Oh my gosh. I think Max would have won, though. I think Max would have won if that were to happen. But Diego's good. Diego is good. I rewatched Diego Gene Silva. What a fucking fight. I rewatched that like last week or something. Whew. Diego Yair. Yair's not fighting. I don't know. Yair wouldn't dare. Yeah, that's what I think. Yair wouldn't fight him. Yair would just wait until like Brian Ortega is like back. I'm so serious too. Like Yair would rather fight like Josh Emmett again. And he's injured, so like even that, like his hand is broken apparently. All of a sudden his hand is broken. So now he's injured. So either way, we're not going to see Yair fight anybody. Maybe Yair Aljamain Sterling, I could see. That's a safe matchup, something like that. I could see him taking that, but and Aljo's not the most active guy. Like he doesn't really. I want to see him slept as well, though. Yair wouldn't dare. Only if Lopez moves up, that matchup would be peak. Both have steel chins. Both have clean striking. Yeah, and also like Diego is, if you want to do it for the BMF belt, imagine that at the White House. Holloway, I know the Oliveira fight is also there as well. Why not do both? You could do Holloway Oliveira, and then winner of that could fight. Oh my God! And then if Oliveira beats Holloway, then we get Oliveira versus Diego Lopez, and then if Holloway beats freaking Oliveira, we get. I know it doesn't really make any sense because Diego's trying to get a title shot right now. He's trying to become a champion at featherweight in a whole different division, but just for fun, I think it'd be sick. Because he does exemplify a BMF. At 145, it's a discussion, but at 155, it's really not close for Max. I think Max beats Diego at 155, yeah, for sure. 145, it's close though. I think Diego could do good at 155 though, man. He's a massive featherweight, lighter man skill. Rip Lucas, and I don't know. I do think he's got good potential. Oh shit, man! You just made my whole night, man. The Punisher. Thank you for joining the BXG boys. Thank you so much, man. Honestly, God bless you, man. Punisher. Thank you for becoming a member. You got a lot of great member videos that you could enjoy. Just don't goon to them, okay? But thank you, seriously. God bless you, man. People are definitely overrating Lopez a bit right now. Again, thank you, Punisher, so much. Yeah, I like Glazing Lopez. Mm, people are definitely overrating Lopez a bit right now. Well, I don't know. Does he beat Volkanovski in a rematch? I would worry that he might catch Volk, bro. But does he beat Evloev in a rematch? I don't know. Does he beat Aljo? That one's trickier. Does he beat Aljamain Sterling? Maybe, honestly. He does have pretty. What the fuck? He does have pretty good jiu-jitsu. I think he could be an Aljamain Sterling. I think he would smoke Yair. It's tricky. It's tricky. Even if he were to KO Volkanovski, he'd have a tough time as champion. There are definitely some guys that could beat him. I think Lerone Murphy he'd beat, but it'd be close because Lerone does a good job, obviously, defensively. But, I mean, before the Silva fight, he didn't use the offensive wrestling even once in his MMA career. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, honestly. He kind of had this, like, oh, you don't want to be there with him. But then again, like, he just never, he should use his wrestling more because he's got great jiu-jitsu. Again, you saw that in the Gene Silva fight. He held his own against Movsar Evloev. At that point, Yair had a good matchup. Oh, before the Silva, yeah, like I almost think Yair kind of fucked up because that's the thing. Diego's still pretty young and he's still improving. He's getting better. I think his striking is getting better. He's obviously has a granite chin. He was eating clean shots from Gene Silva, Volkanovski. He has a granite chin. I feel like if Yair just never fights him, that's cool. But if he eventually tries to fight him, I feel like he kind of fucked up because you should have fought him when Gene Silva fought him or before Gene Silva fought him because now he's just going to keep getting better. And it's not like Yair can't improve either. He's still relatively young, but Yair's game is Yair's game. I want to see Ilya versus Lopez too. That sounds fun. Yeah, that would have been something. That would have been a fight. That's one of those that we kind of missed because Ilya moved up. We kind of missed out on that. I think Ilya would have beat Evloev. I think Ilya Lopez would have been a bit tricky because I think the key to beating a Ilya might just be almost another Ilya. And obviously Lopez doesn't have the technical skill of Ilya, but I don't know if he has the power either, but he's not that far off. He definitely has the best power at 145 right now, unless I'm not thinking of anyone like maybe Josh Emmett. I don't know, but I think he has the best finishing ability right now at 145. So that fight could have been super interesting. Imagine that in like Spain as well. Throw that on Spain or like in Mexico, some Spanish country. They'll never go to Spain though because they're not getting paid. That's the only reason why. Like that's why they're in Qatar because Qatar paid them millions to go to Qatar. They will never go to Spain because Spain will not cough up that money. It's so stupid. Ilya has 7 submissions and 7 KO wins in his career and 3 decisions. Yeah. So what do you guys think? If Ilya were to face Paddy Pimblett, does he KO Paddy Pimblett? I think that's probably what I would lean towards, right? Ilya just KOs Paddy. Paddy's good. I feel like Paddy who has a better chance against Ilya? I think Ilya beats both of these guys, but who could do better against Ilya? Armin, excuse me, or Paddy? I feel like Armin Loki's. Is this a hot? Oh, my voice just cracked. Oh my god. Is this a hot take? I feel like Armin is. No, Armin. I was gonna say Armin's slightly overrated. Just no. I want to see how he fights against Dan Hooker. All right, then we'll see. Then we'll see. Then we'll see. Yair isn't really dedicated to MMA like Lopez. Yeah, Yair fights once a year. Also, didn't he duck like USADA in like Mexico or something and he got suspended? I'm pretty sure. And also he ducked Zabit of all people. Right? He's I don't know why the UFC likes Yair. Isn't it crazy that they were going to give Yair a title shot? Like we were all like ranting about it on MMA YouTube. Like all of us were like, "What the fuck? The UFC are going to do this?" I'm glad they didn't, but it's crazy that they were like actually going to do it. But yet, like Diego's definitely more dedicated to MMA, and I do think his gym is not amazing. Diego's gym, Because, like, I do think they all have very similar tendencies with their footwork, but Diego is the standout of that gym, right? So, obviously, I think it's like what, him, Grasso, Irene Aldana, and like some other dude. But, like, anyways, probably a TKO. Yeah. Patty has really good fight IQ, but he just doesn't have the skill and technique to execute it. I'd say Arman. Yeah, probably Arman too. Arman's stronger, ground and pound, some submission ability. Patty has really good fight IQ, but just doesn't have the skill and technical. I could see Patty getting caught with. Patty has a great chin though, but I've seen him tagged by guys like Tony Ferguson, and it's not like he was rocked or anything, but it's just like, what's up, Pi de Atleta? Says say the N word. You ask me this a lot, man, and I think I'm gonna cave in and say it. Wait, I gotta sneeze. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it. I changed my mind. But anyways, what were we looking at? We were looking at this card, right? Let's look at the last card of the year, dude. The Apex card, I think that's like the last card. This shit is like frozen. I hate this website. What the fuck? Dude, literally Stream East works better than this fucking shit website. Oh my gosh. What are we doing? I'm about to I almost said something crazy. I almost said something worse than the N word. Fuck. What the fuck? Okay, let's just do upcoming. Like, what the fuck, bro? What are we doing here? All right. Oh, it's Royval Manel Cap. All right, fuck that card. Let's look at the freaking 323 though. This is where the magic happens. This might be better than 322. We'll look at it in a second. Patty printed out an amazing game plan for Ilya, like right after 317. He's obviously thought about it a lot. He just lacks a shit. Yeah, because right, like they could have fought like when the whole hand sanitizer boy thing happened, where I don't know if you guys remember. I'm sure you guys all remember, like when they were like arguing at that press conference. So I definitely think Patty like was in his mind like, okay, this might be a potential opponent, and he was probably looking at tape for Ilya. So I definitely think Patty, but same for Ilya though. I think Ilya's always wanted to fight Patty as well for years. He's obviously thought about it a lot. He just lacks a shit ton of skill that I don't think he'll make up for. Yeah, I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he's one of those guys that I could see being a champion eventually, but just not yet. And he's not. He's also not the youngest though. Like you would think he's younger than he is. Isn't he like 30? You would think Patty's like 23. He's like 30, I'm pretty sure. $1 billion company with their shitty ass site. I know it wasn't letting me leave. That's their way. Again, why is UFC 322 called like V-Chain UFC 320? Like again, are they really paid that much by that stupid crypto company? Because I looked into it. It's just a crypto company or like a crypto coin. Okay, let's look at this card, right? Oh my god. Again, this website sucks. Merab versus Peter Yan. I like this. Okay, I love Peter Yan and I love Merab. I've become a Merab fan, but it's just like, I wonder how this is going to go. It's just like, fuck, I kind of know how this is going to go. I'm a lot more interested low-key in Van versus Pantoja. I feel like there's no, I don't know. I'm more interested in Yan Merab. I'm a big Peter Yan fan, but I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty, I don't want to say easy for the champs, but I think they're going to get it done. Yan Blachowicz Bogdan. So they moved, this was supposed to be on Qatar. They must have moved this. Okay. I don't mind it. Just say Merab, no need to lie. Yeah, I know Merab's going to win, but us Peter Yan fans, we gotta cope for ourselves. I'm a Blachowicz fan as well, but I think he might lose. I don't know. He's very good. He's still good, but it's just like, bro, he moves so slow now. And Guskov he's relatively fast. And Brandon Moreno-Teixeira, I love this fight. Oh my god, my voice. My voice is kind of going away for some reason. I've barely been live. Dude, this fight is awesome. Brandon Moreno-Teixeira. I love this fight so much. I wish this was the main event of like
like I don't know, something, a fight night, 5 rounds, because this is an excellent fight. Like I might be more hyped for this than, you know what? This might sound crazy. I'm more hyped for this fight than Merab Yan. I'm more hyped for Van Pantoja though, because I really want to see Van get it done. But then again, I feel like Pantoja's just gonna submit him like early. Naimov Santos, get that stinky shit away. Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot. I mean, it's a name. It's name value. Yeah, 323 is super stacked, bro. It's name value, but it's just like, I wish this was like Wellmaker versus Talbot or something. I get it though. You don't want to kill two prospects at once, or not at once, but you don't want to kill one prospect to the other. I know, but it's just Vittori Bruno Ferreira. I like this fight a lot too. This is a really good fight. This is a really good fight. I really rate Bruno Ferreira. I think he's gonna probably submit Marvin Vittori. I can't see him KOing him. A woman's fight. Macy Barber. She's probably gonna pull out with an injury, so get ready for that. Edson Barboza. The return of Jalen Turner. That's so random, but that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Whoever versus, I know this guy, Iwo Braniskewski versus Ibo Aslan. Ibo Aslan is awful. He's god awful, bro. He's awful. He's such a bad fighter. Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres is a crazy good fight. That's a great fight. Kind of crazy Torres is getting a ranked opponent, but it is what it is. Whereas Chris Duncan is on isn't he on like a 3-fight winning streak? It's so weird, right? Like one guy's on a big winning streak, the other guy's on a one. All right, whatever. But Duncan McKinney's another crazy fight. They're really locked in after that start of the year. Yeah, bro. I really don't know what it is. It was just like, I don't know. Maybe every fighter just decided to like show up to work. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Like every fighter collectively decided to show up to work, or I don't know what, but yeah, like the start of the year was god awful, bro. And the fights were like kind of awful too. Like they just weren't really delivering, and like, now it's just like Pereira just KO'd Ankalaev and JDM's about to KO Makhachev, right? Anyways, Nazim Sadikov Reziam is a crazy fight. If you know ball, this is going to be a crazy fight if you know ball. Most of you guys know ball. No, honestly though, all jokes aside, this is a crazy fight. Because, I mean, I think Reziam might win that one, but that's a sick, sick fight, bro. And then we got some other scrubs. Bro, this is legitimately... I think okay, I'll say this. The prelims of this card are a lot better than the prelims of 322. But 322 has a better main card for sure. That's my take. 311 and 313 were stacked but fell apart. You can't really blame them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like Dan Hooker versus like Gaethje was on 313, right? And then 311 was Islam versus Arman. See, guys, I'm not a casual. I just hit my mic. Islam versus Arman. Yeah, you're right, actually. That's true. Yeah, it was just like, it was like not the best matchmaking mixed with like just bad circumstances constantly happening. This guy pulled out, that guy got injured. It was like a curse. We never got Jones Aspinall. We didn't get Ilya Islam, just a bunch of just BS situations that just kept happening. And Brady is underrated as fuck. Sean Brady, I rate Sean Brady very highly. I'm like a Sean Brady fan. Sean Brady is kind of underrated though. Yeah, you're right. I feel like, who do you guys got in that one? Sean Brady or Morales? I think Sean Brady's gonna win that one. I do think he's gonna win that one. Let's look at this card though. This is the last Apex card. This is the last ESPN card of the year. The last card of the year in general. I will stream this one because it's the last card of the ESPN era. Brandon Royval Manel Cap. We'll see if it even happens. Co-main event, Giga Chikadze, Kevin Vallejos. That's good. That's pretty good. So we might get Kevin Vallejos in the rankings, or we might get a fraud check here. We'll see. Marcus Buchecha versus Kennedy N-word. Not really for me, but cool. Joe Anderson Brito versus Bagdasarian. Yeah. All right, now it's starting to fall off. Amanda Lemos, Jillian Robertson. Malik Costa Morgan Shawier. That's a sick fight. That's a sick fight. That is a sick fight. That is a really good fight. That'll be a banger. The brother of Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, I'm assuming. He looks like him, so I'm assuming he's the brother versus Cesar Almeida. Could be something. Nothing to dislike about Brady. Yeah, I'm super confident with my Brady pick as well. I'm I'm a little bit worried he might. You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried that Morales might fluke KO. I'm worried that Morales is gonna get like held down for like 3 rounds, and then in the last like 2 minutes or like 1 minute of round 3, he's gonna like catch him and like I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about that, but I am confident. There's nothing to dislike about Brady. Did you guys see at the media day he was like shitting on Usman? Because Usman was like, dude, yeah, I'm gonna wait for my title shot, and then Brady was like, dude, all these guys want opportunities, but none of them want to fight, and I'm here to fight, and it's just like, how can you not glaze this man? And his grappling is fun. Like, he has a fun style of grappling. He tries to go for submissions. He bullies you. He's awesome. Size difference is pretty big between them. Between who? Between who? But I love Brady. He's an actual like he didn't bro, he could easily play the whole like, oh, I don't want to face Michael Morales. He's beneath me, and Michael Morales is extremely dangerous. He doesn't have to face Michael Morales. Like, Brady's ranked like number 2, but he's a BMF. Excuse me, sorry. Manel with the gyno. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Manel Cap. Why do you guys think he gets injured so easily? Because he's fat, though. Low-key, he gets, like, really fat out of camp. I've seen pictures of him out of camp. He gets, like obscenely fat for a flyweight. It's kind of insane. Like, how do you get that fat? Like, are you even a fighter? I don't understand. He's lucky he's even getting this shot. Like, they're giving him a main event against a big name. And if he wins this, he might get, like, a title shot, or he might be right in the conversation. Like, he's kind of lucky he's even getting this. Because a lot of guys would have just got cut for pulling out as many times as he has. It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. He might have, like, the record of most pullouts. And then, oh yeah, this card is not really the best, but they're going to add some stuff, hopefully. I think Kevin Holland wants to be on this card, so we'll get like a Kevin Holland co-main event or something, maybe. That could be something. Well, maybe we'll get like Kevin Holland versus some bum in the co-main event. And this card, if we get like Kevin Holland on here, main event Royval Cap, co-main event, yeah, this could come together nicely. Throw like a Neil Magny, I don't know. Throw somebody on here, who knows. I doubt a lot of guys do want to work around this time because obviously it's around Christmas time, but it's right before Christmas, so you're going to have time to spend with your family. But I'm surprised there's not a lot of Dagestanis because I don't think they believe in Christmas, right? So, obviously not. I don't think so. But, yeah. So that's the last card of the year, and then we're off to the Paramount stuff. I'm just saying this, guys. At the end of the year, I'm not going away. I got so many videos planned. I want to do like, you know what I was thinking of doing? I don't know if I have a big enough audience for it, but I'll still post it. It might not get the most views. I was going to do like an awards, like who I think is like the fighter of the year, most underrated fighter of the year. I was thinking of doing like MMA YouTuber of the year. Give a shout out to somebody. Oh, I was actually thinking of doing like ranking MMA YouTubers as well. I might do that tomorrow because there's not really much to talk about. We'll see. You saw Paramount increasing their prices? Of course they are. Of course they are. Fucking course, right? I think I have Paramount, or like my dad might have an account. Of course they are. I'm not shocked by it. I kind of expected it. Hopefully it's not too much, but no, I didn't really see that, but I'm not surprised by it, sadly. Delgado is low-key the most underrated fighter of the year. I was gonna do like underrated fighter of the year, like fighter of the year. Spoiler alert! Especially if he beats Peter Yan, it's got to be Merab. It's got to be Merab, right? That's not even like a debate or a converse, in my opinion. 4 fights in 1 year, all the fights in my opinion were good as well. He finished Sean O'Malley. Fight with Umar was awesome. The fight with Corey wasn't as great, but the fight with Corey was probably the weakest one so far, in my opinion, but it was still a good fight. And I think the Peter Yan fight could be good. We'll see. If he wins in a super dominant fashion, like he's the fighter of the year, bro, it has to be. It has to be the case. There's other names. Who else would it be? I mean, it can't be Ilya. Ilya fought one time this year. By underrated, I thought you meant like a small name. By underrated, I thought you meant like a small name. Yeah, I did mean a small name, or did I say a big name? By underrated, I thought you meant like a small name. Well, I would say like underrated. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. Corey fight was super fun to watch all 5 rounds. I don't know why people say it's boring. I don't think it was boring. It was. I prefer like the Umar fight and stuff, but it was still not boring. It was still a great fight. How long have we've been live for? Like an hour? All right, my throat is starting to hurt. It's super late. All right, I gotta head to bed, I think. So like the stream. We're gonna get out of here. Before we go, again, this is the tier list. Wait, it's out of frame. There it is. There's the tier list. I know I just put it all the way to the side, but just don't mind it. There is the tier list. Yeah, I think that's about it for the stream. I don't really have much video ideas, so I'm gonna try to think of some video ideas. Because I don't really know. There's not a lot to talk about this fight week, but we'll see. Maybe the press conference is worthwhile. I'll probably be live for that as well. So see you guys in a few hours, most likely. I think maybe I'll do like a ranking MMA YouTubers tier list. That could be fun. I might consider doing that. Maybe not. Maybe I'll wait till like the end of the year to do that. I think I'll wait till like the end of the year. We'll see. I'll think of something. Maybe I'll shit on like Joe Rogan tomorrow or like DC. Maybe I'll do like. Anyways, if you got any ideas for me, just DM me or like message me on Discord, and then I'll credit you in the video. Like, comment, share, sub. Ranking John Jones's crimes. That could be something. Actually. You know what? I'm gonna screenshot that. Ranking John Jones's crimes. Maybe a Dominic Cruz or a Bisping fit. Okay, wait. Now you guys are giving me ideas. See, this is why I love you guys. A Dominic Cruz or Bisping fit. Yeah, you know what? That's what I was thinking. I was thinking of doing basically what I did for like Rogan, which is like take his worst opinions and just put it into like a compilation kind of thing. Not a compilation, but like, I'm going to talk about it, but you get my point. Dominic Cruz, I never really thought of that. That could be interesting. I got to do some research then. I'd love to do another Anthony Smith video, I haven't done one. Anthony Smith has been kind of no, I'll wait. I'll wait for that one. But no, I think a Dominic Cruz one could be interesting. Yep, we'll see. But anyways, I think that's it. Some good ideas though. Ranking John Jones's crimes, that could be funny. Ranking John. I mean, I feel like it's not just opinions, but also Bisping being a dick. True. Yeah, like his worst moments as well. Yeah. Okay, I just screenshot it. I screenshotted your idea, right? So I'm gonna credit you. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you're watching live, if you're watching this back like it's a video, thank you as well. These are my rankings for, I know we got off track, but, these are my rankings. Have a good one, Ilya Glazer. Good night. God bless you guys. Love you guys. See you guys. I guess I'll see you guys in a bit for the press conference and some other stuff. And 322 is it's coming fast. Pause. No Jones. Let's get out of here. Peace.